sure a lot of things moving really fast.
Yeah, I was back home in Washington after my visit out here and seeing everything for the first time. Got to spend some additional time with my family, my siblings, everything like that. And kind of just been training, preparing for this moment, and then we got practice in like an hour, so I'm excited.
As it feels to put that number 9 on it, as well as the Buccaneer helmet.
It's amazing. It's been a lifelong dream of mine to be in the NFL. Whether I was wearing, the number 107, I'd be just as happy. So, this is the league. There's a lot of established guys here, so I'm just trying to get in where I fit in.
What's your thoughts, impressions already of the building, getting in here, in the meeting room, stuff like that?
You can just tell, talking to the guys and the coaches and how much people take pride in the work that they do here, how genuine the culture is and the people around here. So it's definitely a good place to be, especially in my first few days, just meeting everybody, putting names and faces and things like that. So it's been a good learning experience for me.
What's it like having another rookie in Tez Johnson in these meetings with you, so you're not going through this as the only signed wide receiver?
No, it's awesome. I spent a little bit of time with Tez throughout college and stuff like that, and watch his journey. I've always thought he was a really talented player, so I'm excited to see what he does and what we can do together side by side on the field. But just having that extra guy to be able to bounce play calls off of and study in the hotel and stuff like that. You're not just on your own. So it definitely feels nice.
What was that like for you to have Baker and members of the offensive line invite you and your family to brunch? I mean, what was it, your second day in Tampa? Just to have them reach out to you like that and try to make you feel so welcome.
Yeah, I mean, it meant a lot. You kind of hear stories about how the NFL goes and, horror stories about just guys who are big time or have all these huge egos, and for Baker to kind of reach out like that and extend that invitation to me and my family. It just meant a lot to me, to us, and we had a great brunch. Was able to meet all the linemen, see the guys who went after run 80 yards downfield after I scored. So, it was just a really good experience for me.
So there's no bad blood then, no Ohio State, OU bad blood then with the whole years ago flag planting incident?
Oh no, not at all. This is, we're grown now. We're past all that. We're one heartbeat now.
What is your goal this weekend?
Honestly, to do everything that's asked me to do my job, as little mistakes as possible, to play fast. There's no really telling what could happen in rookie minicamp as far as how many passes you're going to get, how many reps you're going to get. So just doing every opportunity I have to make the most of every rep that I do get.
You're no stranger to the leadership role. Do you feel a need to be a leader among the rookie class, and then how does that translate over into when the vets get here as well?
Yeah, I feel like that was a kind of a character trait of mine that through the scouting department is something that Jason and Coach Bowles have looked at when recruiting me from Ohio State. So I think that's something that they expect of me and something that I'm very comfortable in doing. So someone's got to kind of lead and take charge, and I feel very capable and confident in doing that.
How does that change when the vets get here, you think?
There's a whole class of young guys that still need to be led, and a whole class of young guys are still rookies. So I definitely defer to vets in kind of all areas. But they don't want to deal with all the mess that comes with a rookie class sometimes. So just making sure that we're all in line and we're able to help them out in any way that they need, and just be under their wing and listen and learn to everything that they have to teach us.
Speaking of the vets, have you heard from Mike or Chris or Jalen, Shep, any of those guys yet?
I haven't met them in person, but we've been communicating through social media and stuff like that.
There's not really any holdouts anymore with the rookie salary pool, but to be able to sign on your first day and fulfill that dream, what was that like for you?
Yeah, putting pen to paper was like, such a monumental moment in my life. Something I've been chasing ever since I could, play football. Kind of just that, those financial implications that come with it, and being able to bless my family and give back to them in any way that I can. So just having that confidence in the contract and everything like that, just it's a crazy feeling.
There could be a lot of pressure on first round picks, but how much does it help having Mike and Chris and the wide receiver room here? How much does it take that up?
Yeah, it helps a lot. I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. And I kind of want to just do anything I can to maximize my opportunity. So obviously I know I was picked very high in the NFL draft, and there's a lot of expectations that come with that. But I think those expectations pale in comparison to the expectations I have for myself. So I'm no stranger to expectations. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and sometimes it could be good, sometimes it could be bad. But I have, you know, big dreams and I'm very ambitious, so just doing my diligent work every day to be able to reach those.
What is that like for you going into, like, you know you're gonna be in a locker room where you're gonna be one of the youngest and you're gonna be a rookie, but right now, out here, you're expected to kind of lead this bunch, like you said, and make sure that everybody falls in line. You're the leader of this rookie class. What kind of responsibility is that for you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta set the tone and come out fast and come out confident and be able to use this momentum to propel you kind of into the rest of the season, and then the training camp and OT is when all the guys are here. So it's a chance for me and all the other rookies to be able to build confidence. You know, realize that we're not too small for this big moment. We're meant to be here and kind of just getting our feet wet and get all those, you know, first day jitters out the way.
Have you had a chance to see the Tampa Bay area at all? Have you visited any places?
Not much, honestly. Yeah, I haven't been around too much yet.
Since coming to Tampa Bay, what have your interactions been like with Josh Broussard?
Yeah, he's been great. You know, kind of just he's a great offensive mind. You can tell just by talking to him. And you know, I haven't had too much like individual meetings with him or anything like that. It's mostly been with you know, Coach McClendon. And but you know, it's been good. I'm excited to see you know, how his mind comes to fruition on the field and everything like that, and how we get to you know, scheme up our defense and things. So.
Did he give you a copy of the playbook?
Yeah, everyone gets to play, so we're able to study and stuff like that when we go to the hotel at night, so we're not, you know, chickens with our head off when we come out to practice. So.
What are you hoping to get out of today?
Honestly, just get my feet underneath me. It's been a while since I played football, so I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously something I'm very passionate about, so just a chance to be able to compete. You know, I'm just really excited for it.
And what about the acclimation process of the weather? It's something everybody has to deal with when they come down here, and you've played football in a lot of different places. But to do it day in and day out in this heat can be quite an adjustment for some players.
Yeah, just taking all the little bits and pieces of advice that I can get. You know, I kind of ask everyone about it to kind of glean any information I can to adjust as quickly as possible. But you know, just staying hydrated. You know, doing a lot of work before I got here in Washington to make sure I'm in shape and everything like that. So I'm hoping it worked out.
You gonna stick with 9, or are you gonna see how things play out?
You know, it's early, so early. You know, I'm just excited to be able to get on the field today. Honestly, I wasn't even too concerned about my number. At the end of the day, it's just a number. It's not going to affect how I play or anything like that. So, you know, that's kind of one of the furthest things from my mind right now.
All right, guys, that's all for Emeka.